Hi, so I'm Charlotte. I qualified as a FitSteps instructor in April 2020 and then started teaching in August 2020. Obviously, everything was slightly delayed because of the pandemic and the lockdowns. So I actually used that chance to kind of get my routines ready and set up classes and things like that. I should have done a live training day in Cambridge, which was also set for the April, but because of lockdowns, I ended up doing a one-to-one assessment for the training online in my living room, which is here, which is where I now still teach some online classes. So that's quite funny. Dance has always been a really big part of my life. I'd always done loads of dancing as a child, and I absolutely hate going to the gym, and I don't do running at all. So I found a FitSteps class as a participant a few years ago and realised that this was one class that kind of I wanted to go to. I wanted to get out of the house, I wanted to go and dance. There was really good music, there was choreography, and there was exercise without it feeling like exercise. And then after a little while I thought, oh, actually I would love to teach this, and so with the support of one of the other FitSteps instructors, I said I wanted to qualify as an instructor, and then did the assessment, and here we are. I did feel really nervous before teaching my first class. It was in the evening and I spent all day, I woke up with horrible butterflies in my stomach and feeling really, really sick and had to work and do everything else. But then as soon as I put the music on and started teaching the warm-up, all those nerves just went, and the hour just went really, really quickly. So advice to new instructors is just prepare, don't worry if things go wrong, and just enjoy it. That's the main thing. I think a little bit of adrenaline helps the nerves as well, so it's not bad to feel nervous. FitSteps, I love the concept for the participants because most of them immediately have an idea of what it should be, or the style of dance that it should be, or what they're kind of aiming for. Just because most of them watch Strictly, or they've seen it, or they've kind of realised, and they then also realise how hard it is for those celebrities to do like the proper ballroom and Latin moves. For instructors, I love the freedom of being able to choose the dances, to choreograph your own dances to whatever music you like. You've got the backup and all the support from the FitSteps instructor content that gives you the steps and music and stuff, but actually you're really, really free to do whatever it is that you want to do. And that's really, really good. And you work out knowing what you like, what the participants like, what works for them, and everything like that. So that's brilliant. In terms of networking and communities, I've met lots of people across the two small communities that I teach in. So it's two villages near Cambridge, and made connections that I never thought I would have, and there's a really, really good support network amongst all of them and with me as well. I think the social aspect of a community class is really nice because they all enjoy coming to see each other as well, and chatting and getting to know each other and catching up and give each other advice and help and things like that. So that's really, really good. I've also there's also a really nice community feeling amongst the instructors, and I work regularly with two instructors locally. We've done a couple of events together where the three of us do like a 3-hour-long workshop, all working together and organising, and that's really, really good. But it's also really lovely to have that support if we have any issues with anything. Sometimes it could just be choreographically, it could be with music, it could be we have a query about health and safety or risk, or anything. We've all got each other's support, and that's really, really lovely to have. In terms of kind of fitness and exercise and health, actually just after I started teaching as an instructor, so in October 2020, so we were still kind of mid-pandemic with going into and out of various lockdowns, I also kind of embarked on a fairly drastic exercise and diet regime. So I was being really, really careful and doing lots of exercise and lots of walking, because that's all we could do, as well as teaching, and ended up with all the extra dancing and exercise losing about 4 stone, which has obviously made the dancing a lot easier. It's made me feel a lot more comfortable in my own body, and I'm probably happier and fitter than I have been for ages, and the dancing was really, really part of that, because as I said, there's no way I'm going to the gym and walking on a treadmill for several hours a week. So so I think it's been a really, really good thing. I think it's really hard to say what my most enjoyable moment in my short time of teaching FitSteps has been, because there's been so many. There's when we first come back after lockdown and suddenly I was in a room full of people for the first time. It's when you do a routine and suddenly they all applaud at the end, or they start singing along, or anything, or when you've had a bit of a bad day and you just end up in front of the class and think, okay, how am I going to do this? And then you just get into the zone and just teach the class. They all enjoy it, you all enjoy it, and everyone just leaves with a smile on their faces. And I think that's the best thing. I think it's this kind of constant enjoyment that everyone gets from it, me included. And it's absolutely great that we all focus on nothing but dancing and enjoyment for an hour. With everything else that's going on in the world, it's been greatly beneficial to everyone's mental and physical well-being. And love it. Love having done this.